What's up? What's up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio, straight out of the Wynn Casino from the Blue Wire Studios. I'm joined alongside Ringwalk Danny, and we're here to discuss the return of the King, or should I say King Nello? Two words in one. Canelo is coming back in May. A lot of us, or should I say me specifically, wanted other fighters to snatch that Cinco de Mayo date. Danny, I know you want Tank and Ryan to try and take it. I think Caleb Plant and Benavidez can take it. But Canelo coming back Cinco de Mayo to claim his own. And we got to talk him being now the third boxer in history to get a statue. Rocky?
Yeah, there's definitely more than three.
Rocky? Wilder? Canelo? Look, he's going to Google now statues.
I am. Because there has to be more than three.
If you don't know off the top, the other ones probably don't matter. And I ain't being disrespectful. It's just, why don't we know? Why statues only became a thing when Wilder got one?
Look, Jersey Joe Walcott has one, champ. You know what I'm saying?
Jersey Joe. Shout out to my New Jersey natives. Let's go. Oh, shit. Look at Jose Ramirez.
Ah.
You see him?
Yeah, you funny. Yo, yeah, what source told you Canelo back in May, champ?
It's all over the internet, bro.
Nah,
right here.
champ.
The title of this article is Canelo intrigued by Ryder fight in May.
Man, he said he injured. He said he has to tend to his injury. That's exactly what he said. He said that he's worried about tending to his injury.
Look, Canelo's promoter, Eduardo Hearns, because that's how the Mexicans know him, as Eduardo.
Nah, bro.
What?
We know how to say it. Like, why wouldn't we say Eduardo fine?
That's what I said, Eduardo.
You adding a G to it.
I never did. This guy's funny.
All right.
But anyway.
So what did he say?
Senor Hearns says that he's gotten off to an early start, floating the idea of Canelo Ryder on Cinco de Mayo, holiday weekend.
Bro, Jose Ramirez has a fucking statue.
Where?
Has to be Fresno, right? Yeah, Fresno. At Fresno County Historical Museum.
All right, but let me get a screen share, gentlemen. I don't know that he knows that it looks like this. Come on, bro. Come on. Listen, they gave Wilder a statue, so Canelo seen that, and he called his peoples, and he said, I need a monument. Because you see, Wilder has no wall behind it. Like, this guy's he's got a whole wall. Like, you're an army guy. Tell me that don't look like the fallen soldiers where they write the names of them on the wall, right?
Yeah, I guess.
But anyway.
How do you know that wall wasn't there before and they put this in front of it?
No way, bro.
As a centerpiece.
No way. But we're gonna test my Spanish here.
Yo, Mike Tyson has one at Resorts World. I fucking forgot. You tripping.
At Resorts World. They just put that there.
Exactly, bro.
Exactly. And it's
so
in
he had
Resorts
it before
World.
Canelo and before Wilder.
But look, it's in Resorts World. It's not in Brooklyn where it matters. That's the point of this. Es un gran honor para mí ser reconocido en el lugar que me hizo ver crecer y hizo la persona que soy hoy. Gracias al gobierno de Huracán por este reconocimiento y toda la gente que asisto. I don't know. I knew I was gonna mess up one or two words. That's what he's here for.
Yeah, because I was
it's on his last Instagram
I was
post.
like, he's definitely not thanking the people of Culiacan. That ain't where he from.
All right. Tell me what that says.
You said it's his IG post?
Yeah, his last IG post.
One second.
And it pretty much tagged. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Juan Laca. I don't know. I thought that was it.
Let's see.
Am I pronouncing it wrong?
So
he's about to laugh hard right now.
Juanacatlan?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, Jalisco has those funny those lawns.
Juanalacan.
No, bro, Jalisco's known for those lawns, LAN, bro. Fucking weird ass city names. But yeah, he said, gracias al gobierno de Jalisco por este reconocimiento y a toda la gente que asistió.
Asistió. That was the word.
Attended.
No. Isn't asistió means like to assist?
Literal, but
He means attended.
Yes.
Well, there was a lot of people here. Can we get a screen share once again? We'll start from the back forward. So this is him signing, obviously some sort of artwork during the entire presentation. And look how big it is. You see, Wilder was able to hug his statue. Wow, Canelo can't stand next to this.
No, he has to climb it.
It's bigger than. That's why. Is that Eddie or someone that just looks like him?
Neither.
Look at the people. Call him the people's champ.
Standing on top of whatever they can to get a picture. Look at the
cracks in the walls. This is the real Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. They brought the good chairs out for Canelo.
Look, that's his mother. I'm sorry. Next picture.
What, right there?
No, the picture you're about to go to. Yep, that's his mother right there on the far left, if I'm not mistaken.
Right here?
Yeah.
Why'd I think she was the one with the red hair?
Bro.
I think she had a time when she had red hair, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Canelo's been doing a lot of white. He's on his angel shit.
Fire.
Why his wife look like Jamie Villamore right there?
Get out of here.
No?
Nah.
Not even?
I think you talking about like the hair. The hair is totally Jamie, but yeah.
And the shirt. I feel like the shirt's Jamie. Canelo looking thin, man.
Not enough cleavage.
Look, you're right. Canelo looking thin. Danny doesn't believe a Cinco de Mayo return. Look how thin he looks.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say
ready.
That. Because the picture where he's standing with his wife and daughter, I'm like, the white got him looking like he got a little gut going.
What?
Yeah, look at how it kind of forms around his stomach. You see, you got to.
Come on, let me move that to the side. Since you talking about, I can't. Forget it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Canelo ain't been on that foodie foot.
We're good. Nah, I think he looks thin, actually, to be out and about. Definitely looks thin there.
Champ, are you saying May? Like, that's not 5 months. So you got more than enough time to prepare.
But that's what I'm saying. He looks fairly thin to be so far out. He looks ready. You made it seem as if he still needs to rehabilitate, which means he doesn't have to be running.
That's what he said. I'm not.
I mean, and I'm just telling you what his promoter is throwing out there.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying what he said. They asked him about the fight, and he said he's like, look, the thought to fight in London, and I'm paraphrasing here, the thought to fight in London, it's amazing, but right now I'm focusing on healing and recovering from my hand injury. And in January, we'll sit down. Right now, we haven't even discussed possible opponents, which I'm calling bullshit, but.
Bro, and I quote, it would be interesting to fight in London because he is from there. It would be a very big clash, Canelo said in the press conference. I mean, like, it's Ryder, bro. Like, that's what his promoter can offer him. It's either Ryder or, as this writer suggests, I feel like when I started, I feel like I criticized Boxing 24, but they just bold, He's calling Canelo fighting Ryder, calling it a foxhole. He's saying Canelo's using the UK and obviously the love and admiration that the UK fans bring to hide from the tougher opposition, the likes of David Benavidez, Dimitri Bivol, David Morrell, Jamal Charlo, Arthur Beterbiev. Some of these challenges that the writer has written, I don't know that you can say, Canelo's hiding from them. Like, how are you hiding from 75-pounders?
Yo, I like how you stopped the sentence when you stopped it and didn't continue the quote where he says, but the truth is that I haven't talked about that and that I have not negotiated an opponent yet. I'm focused on the rehabilitation of my hand and see how I feel in January. And see what the doctor
I didn't stop it there. I'm going off of my article, which stopped it there.
Okay. Nah,
But they did have the link to the press conference if you wanted to go for the full.
No, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I just read the basically this, right? Obviously, I saw the pictures of the statue or monument unveiling, if you will, and I just saw the headlines saying what they said regarding the, you know, the fight with Ryder. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like it's definitely gonna be Ryder. I just wanted to put everything out there for the people.
But is it a foxhole for you?
A foxhole.
Whichever term that is. I've never heard that term. So this writer's name is Sean Jones. Never heard that term, a foxhole. Is that some military shit?
So according to Urban Dictionary, because when you look at foxhole, it's like a place a fox legit goes. So
producer says it's the trenches, the defensive position.
Yeah, according to Urban Dictionary, a location that is not frequented by anyone other than its residents, those who live there.
Okay. That sounds like the United Kingdom.
Often to describe asocial behavior.
Okay, I don't know about that part. But, yeah, like American boxing fans don't usually go to the UK. Like, it's got to be a really big-ass fight involved with a big-ass American. I don't know that Canelo gets us over there. Maybe he gets some Mexicans. I don't know he gets no Americans.
I mean, shit, that's all that matters, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think that you're downplaying his popularity and fan base to solely say it's Mexicans only. That I'm not Mexican, and I've been a Canelo fan since.
But you talking about
since I guess Trout.
Okay, so how many?
Before then, I was still a fan because I watched and
it's whack to ask you this, right? Because you work the sport, but it's like you're such a fan. How many tickets have you bought to his fights? You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say.
And the reason I bring that up, that you don't even have to answer that, right? Obviously, you work, you get credentialed. I say that to say the people that's buying his tickets, they're gonna travel. You know, they're gonna travel. Whether it's Mexican Americans or Mexicans, they're gonna travel. And I think,
but if the media doesn't want to travel, the fans probably won't travel.
Nah, and
all right. What happened with Macau? Pacquiao back then was bigger than Canelo.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Here's the thing, though, right? The World Cup just showed they had.
You keep using this analogy. You can't use these greater than sports, bro.
But it is a greater than sport. I'm talking about the fan base in itself, right?
Canelo, bigger fan bases.
Right, cool. Canelo is a decorated world champion, right? When Canelo climbs into the ring, although against tough opposition, very rarely is a consensus going to be, oh, Canelo's probably going to lose this fight, right? The Mexican national soccer team was going to Qatar without any shooters. Like, the Mexican fan base knew, we'll be lucky to wear the nice jerseys, and they never did. Right? Because they didn't advance. Yet they showed up in Qatar, bro. They do it in London. There's nonstop flights from Mexico City to London. I doubt there's nonstop flights from Guadalajara, but I wouldn't be surprised because that being the second biggest city. That being said, I think that they'll show out enough to get a nice 70,000.
Wow.
And I'm not saying 70,000 are going. I'm saying 70,000
in attendance.
In attendance. Obviously, the Brits have the best boxing fan base in the world.
Well, I'll go ahead and say that I don't think this is a foxhole or whatever that is supposed to mean. Because, again, the writer is insinuating that he's using the UK as a foxhole to hide from talented opposition like David Benavidez, Dimitri Bivol, David Morrell, Jamel Charlo, and Arthur Beterbiev. And again, going down his list, David is completely busy with Plant, and I'm sure if Canelo were to offer the winner of that fight, who fights in March, a fight in the beginning of May, people would say the same thing they said when he offered Kovalev a fight off of the back of a fight. So
huge difference. about a month difference in camp. I mean, you're talking Kovalev got 10 weeks. You're talking mid-March to first week of
Not
May.
mid-March. I mean, from what? Okay, we could go with mid-March because Caleb announced early March. So, the furthest we can go is second week. Because third week won't be early.
I think the rumor date is like the 12th.
Second
You know what
week.
I'm saying? So you're talking at least a 3-week difference in camp.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking, if you're lucky, a 7-week.
I'm just saying I think they'll still complain.
Oh, and they should. There's no need to turn around that quick.
But that's Canelo's date. So
That's
if you
cool.
want the big fight, that's when he's dancing.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even think that it's his date as much. If he fights that day this year.
It would have been how long since he fought on that date?
No, I mean, he fights on that date. Fought last year on that date.
Oh, with Billy Joe?
With Dimitri Bivol, and then the year prior with Billy Joe.
Oh.
But, no, I was going to say, regardless, champ, if he's fighting Ryder, which we believe he is, we're going to beat this on pay-per-view, cool, but it's going to be out there, meaning whoever the fuck Tank Ryan could still go that night and still be successful.
The Zone already made it clear that they won't do Ryan and Canelo on the same day. They wouldn't even do Cinco de Mayo for Ryan. They wouldn't even consider it not to upset Canelo. But I'll go ahead and answer my question.
So then there is no other fight that can take that day. I didn't know. I will.
I mean, that doesn't mean because they don't want to do it that it can't be done.
I mean, sometimes
they don't want to do it because they have an alliance with Canelo.
Yeah, which is weird, right? They don't have the rights to the fight, right?
But they're allowing their fighter. And in order to allow, they're saying they eliminate that date.
Okay, makes sense.
And it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? We're going to lend you our star. You about to go make views with him. Fuck it. You know, the least you can do is that. So, again, this writer is insinuating Canelo using Ryder and the UK as some sort of safe haven. But truth is, isn't he coming off an injury?
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, Dimitri Bivol's at 175. Like,
yo, and
I tried to challenge myself. Like, no one's telling Rigondeaux to rematch Lomachenko. I don't hear you begging Mikey to fight Earl again. When's the last time anybody asked Brooke to rematch Gennady? Like, you tried. You failed. Move the fuck on. Like, how dare this writer say he's avoiding Bivol? Like, he tried to do something great. He doesn't owe Bivol a rematch to try again? Like, what the hell? David Morrell got 7 fights? How many fights does he legit got? Like, let me Google this guy. Like, I don't know why this guy continues to be a topic of conversation. Who's he beat? You know, one dude in Eimantas Fox that legit hasn't been ranked in how long? Like, come on, man. And I love Eimantas and Michael. You know what I mean? But they got to stop. People always rushing someone.
Yo, and as far as Rocky Fielding is concerned, I'm going to be honest with you. Could there be there be a better opponent? Sure, right? Like the winner of Plant, or either guy Plant or Benavidez. You know, the winner of that fight. But here's the thing: you got a guy in Rocky Fielding who,
you mean John Ryder?
John Ryder, I'm sorry. Who, in my opinion, beat Rocky Fielding in their fight. In my opinion, beat Callum Smith in their fight.
Beat Daniel Jacobs.
Definitely beat Daniel Jacobs, and then, you know, stop Zach Parker. So to me, you know,
who stopped Vaughn Alexander, who Christian Mabili couldn't stop. Crazy.
So to me, you know, he even had a tough fight with Billy Joe. You get what I'm saying? That went the distance. We saw how Canelo handled Billy Joe. That being said, champ, you know, I think it's a great fight, and I think it's not the best fight, but I think it's a great fight, especially for Canelo coming off a hand injury, Canelo coming off the trilogy, and you know what I'm saying? The fact that he's taking it overseas, being a world champion, you know, I think that's great. I applaud it. and I took my hat off to Deontay when he was more than willing to go to Russia to face Alexander Povetkin. Obviously, he was in London, if I'm not mistaken, when the results came of Povetkin popping hot. But that's what a world champion is, bro. You don't always get the opportunity, but now that he does, why wouldn't I want Canelo, one of the faces of the sport, to go across the pond and grace the British people, with his presence, and 70, 80,000 people get to watch him step into the ring. I think that the Brits are the best boxing fans in the world, and they deserve that.
Nah, he's a world champ, and he is one of the few people that can do something like that. That, decide you want to be a main event in another country. So, like, do your thing, get your tune-up off. I don't have any issues with tune-ups. That's these new Earl Spence fans that think tune-ups shouldn't exist in boxing. I don't think anyone needs to go through the gauntlet every single fight. There has to be smaller breaks. I was watching the Sean Porter podcast, and Adrian, he was going off on PBC again, and maybe what needs to be done is what was suggested on that show, that we're paying you a certain level of money for a certain level of fight. Simple. It don't get any more difficult than that. Like, if you want a D, a C, C plus fighter, you getting a D, a C, C plus check. You want that A plus check, then you got to fight an A plus fighter. You make it simple like that. And then we won't have all these issues, man. Because these dudes are asking for a ridiculous amount of money to make these fights because they already getting ridiculous amounts of money to make garbage fights.
Right, lesser fights.
But, again, I'm basing a lot of this show off this article because I found it interesting, right? So, other than that, he goes on to insinuate that the American public isn't interested in Canelo Ryder, and American boxing fans won't be excited about Canelo fighting Ryder, as it's questionable whether the streaming giant will be enthusiastic about that match, given that it's another no-name opponent for the Mexican star. In the last couple of years, Canelo fought these lackluster opponents. Evgeny Yildirim, Rocky Fielding. He's disrespectful to put Billy Joe Saunders, a world champion in multiple divisions. He put Callum Smith, the Super 6 champion, Muhammad Ali trophy winner, WBC Diamond Belt, WBA Super Belt. And then he put Daniel Jacobs, two-time champion WBA and IBF. Arguable if you don't consider the regular a full belt when they are the ones that have the fucking mandatory. So, again, I don't mind the writer because he's being edgy, I guess. He's ruffling feathers. Because there is an argument for Billy Joe being lackluster. The last great performance of Billy Joe is what? David Lemieux?
Was that before or after the Willie Monroe?
Wow, Willie Monroe. You see what I'm saying? So the writer isn't wrong, right? What about Daniel Jacobs? What's his last great win? Derevyanchenko in a vacant title fight for the IBF?
Yeah.
And Callum Smith, what's his greatest win? Still George fucking Groves? So how wrong is the writer? Yeah, they're accomplished fighters, but this is a world of what have you done for me lately? And what the fuck have these guys done lately? I mean, I could think of Wolverine comes to mind whenever I think of fucking Billy Joe. And I could call for some shit like that.
No, I mean,
Callum Smith, his biggest name that I can remember other than George Groves, Hassan Ndam, that Peter Quillen bashed around and knocked down 6 times in the Barclays Center. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, for Callum, since losing to Canelo, he's moved up to 175, 2 knockouts at 175, it seems like.
Versus who? And that's what I'm saying, the pay grade. You fighting C's and D's, you got to get paid C's and D's. I know he locked out, what, Lenin Castillo?
I think that was before Popeye.
Oh, wow, he knocked out Popeye?
Yeah.
Nah.
But that was his
You
first.
mean nah.
Oh no, yeah, Lenin.
Nah.
Yeah. Yo, why?
Because we watched Popeye do his thing in a fight the other day. I think he fought. Matter of fact, Popeye fought Badu Jack. That was a good fight.
Yeah, no, it was Badu Jack. Yo, why boxer got Lenin under a different name?
What they got him under? Castillo.
Gilberto Rivera.
Oh shit. Passport came through.
Yo, that DR shit came through.
He Cuban now. He Cuban now.
Yo, it's another one. But yeah, I mean, knocked out Lenin and then knocked out 21-1 Matthew.
Oh wow,
Bartlett.
your quote is here, bro. Your quote is here. The truth is that I haven't talked about that. It was just way further down. Look at how he did it. Like, boom, and then all the jibber jabber. Then insert.
Nah. I thought you was on boxing scene at first because boxing scene it legit stopped where you stopped, and then it's like it stopped where you stopped. Alvarez said, and then continued with the quote. I'm like, oh, look at this guy. How convenient. But yeah, champ, I don't mind him fight. And fuck that Ryder. Hating on Canelo. But his feelings.
The writer, not Ryder.
Yes. So look, there is 15 nonstop flights from Mexico to London every day.
How much? Average price. Because that's a third world country, bro.
Yeah, but these are non-stops. Just throwing that out there. These
it's a lot of money.
I mean,
non-stop is more expensive.
No, starting at $1,100.
What?
Bro.
U.S. dollars?
Bro, but that's like a fucking 13-hour flight.
Wow. That's how many Mexicans can do that on this notice? Like, shouldn't he announce that now to give them 5 months? What the fuck? Yo, 1,100? What's the dollar worth in Mexico?
Bro, this is nonstop.
What's the dollar worth in Mexico, man? What's the conversion, bro? What's my American dollar worth over there?
Oh, 20 pesos.
20 to 1? Oh, wow. That's a lot of savings Canelo about to put them through.
But see, these are nonstops. Let's see what it is.
So did you read the final call? He said, we will see if it's Ryder or any other opponent. I don't mind. So you see, he leaving it on Eddie to present him with this beautiful package. Hey, look, I can get you in Wembley and an O2 and in Cardiff, and you're gonna do 70, and we're gonna have some pyro, and we'll bring out Selena and wrong person.
I just want to throw out there too. I want to throw it out.
We need another artist.
Guadalajara has nonstop flights. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody said 12 pesos. Stop trying to downplay it and make the American dollar more even with that Mexican peso.
Nah, I definitely saw it at 12. That was definitely during my childhood, 12 pesos.
Damn, yo, it's true. Matchroom dropped every African-American fighter except Raymond Ford.
I mean, they just signed Africa.
That's true.
And they just signed
Montana Love.
No, Thomas Matisse.
That's true. But they dropped everybody. Think about it. Anthony Sims is gone. Demetrius Andrade is gone. Nkosi Solomon is gone. I mean, who's there? Like, what?
Didn't Nkosi lose?
Yeah.
And Anthony lost?
Anthony Sims?
Yes.
One loss, though. Both of them only lost once.
Elvis lost once, champ. It's an evil world we live in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you, it's an evil world we live in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to, Jono said.
Khalil Cole did get signed. He's still with them. And he had a draw. So, and the last fight, remember, that shit went the distance like I knew it, man. Fucking my boy from Puerto Rico. Remember, we ain't bet it. Because I was nervous.
That's right. Yo, look, even Vegas has nonstops to London.
I bet you those are expensive because New York and London is closer.
Cheaper than
Yeah, of course it's cheaper than Mexico.
Yeah, it's 800 though.
300. That's like 300 more, 260 more than like New York. New York, big city of dreams. Listen, we taking calls.
New York has flights for $440.
No, I'm telling you, New York is cheap.
On an airline I've never in my life heard of.
But they have straight flights too. But we got our first guest in the building. Are we cutting a promo, guys? Let's cut to a promo.
We'll cut to a promo.
And guess what, though? Perfect time to cut to a promo, right? So, look, we're going to cut to one promo, but I'm going to give you two. Why? Because I talked to Fernando personally. from FTWR brand. See the beautiful hoodie that Danny is wearing, which is unisex. I got my girl one. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, normally we would give you 15% off. But for the holiday season, if you use our code TBV, you get 20% off FTWR brand and get all the Box and Voice merch. Now, this is the thing. It's not just the Box and Voice merch. Who else is over there? You got guys like Jared Anderson. You got
Tio.
Gabriel Flores Jr.,
Tio,
Teofimo Lopez, Xander Zayas, Caleb Plant. So many people.
Jamel Herring.
That's right. So I want to thank the good people over at FTWR brand for allowing you guys to get an extra little bump for the holiday season. So go ahead and do your thing. Buy yourself a hoodie. Shout out to Caesar, who showed up to the gym yesterday in the brand new hoodie with the logo that Danny didn't like.
Word.
The circle one, he bought the hoodie.
Damn, champ.
Gold
Shout
and
out
black.
to you.
Fire.
Yo, you guys ever heard of a wingman taking one for the team? That's you, champ. We appreciate you.
You're a hater. You're a hater. Okay, so the last promo is, you see, you're getting 20% off with FTWR brand. I ain't gonna front. Kenichi Bear stepped it up, and they gave you 24% off, and they've extended that sale. So you got another couple of hours, and you can still get 24% off if you get ahead over to KenichiBear.com and get yourself a set of Hibernation 5s. And again, I'm truly recommending these because they work. We get so many callers from so many different places on our platform. And obviously, you know, a lot of you guys are truck drivers, and the sound you're using of you using these Hibernation 5s are perfect for the radio waves. And we do enjoy. But let's get to our guest, Brian. I know you're bored over there with my long jibber jabber. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Looks like we're back, and we're joined with the WBA world champion, Eimantas Stanionis. Are you there? Where you guys have him at? Oh, okay, he's over here. How are you, brother?
Hello. Good. How are you?
We're good. So where are you? Sound like there's a waterfall. Is that us or that's him?
Maybe you.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Maybe the headphones, you think? Bluetooth, maybe?
Possibly.
But, champ, how are you? How you feeling? Oh.
Yeah, we'll try and get him back on. Looks like we're having some sort of
technical audio difficulties.
And for all you little pronunciation whores in the chat, it's my show. I'm gonna pronounce his name the way that I can, and he'll correct me. All right,
champ.
So it's Stanionis.
Hello, how are you?
We're good. Am I finally getting it right?
Yes, perfect.
But it's the first name I butchered, right?
Yeah. Little bit. Little bit.
So how are you feeling, man?
Good, good. Exciting news. I got finally my fight date. No, not fight date, the opponent, So it was long time because of this boxing business. That's what I hate most about boxing. So I'm glad I have a, opponent.
What time is it over there? Because you're like 10 hours ahead of us, right?
Yeah, it's 10:36 p.m.
Oh, wow. Do you usually stay up this late?
I go sleep at 12.
So you're in Lithuania now?
Yes, I'm in Lithuania. I will go to US in like 2, 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. So you already have a date to come back. And any plans to relocate permanently, or you will always live where you're living at?
I will live, I think, in Lithuania all the time because I love my country, and US is different from Europe.
Mm. What would be the one thing you recommend that a tourist has to see in Lithuania?
Oh, I think the most thing it's my city. It's a little bit different. We have like old history, and downtown is pretty nice.
What kind of history?
It was, before it was like eh, how you say, like everything was different. Now our town, they spend a lot of money making better streets and everything, like more new restaurants, everything.
You
You
got
can find some things, of course. It's not US. You don't have to, you will not find a lot of things to do over here.
So would you say it's more countryside?
I live in town. It's like small town. It's hard to compare, because in US everything is big. Here is a little bit different, but usually in summer we go to the sea, Baltic Sea. So there is like everything. You can party, you can train, you can do jet ski, everything.
When you won the WBA world title and you went back home, how were you received? Did you see how
Oh,
Sandor Martin was received when he beat Mikey Garcia, and was it as big and extravagant as that?
yeah, it was huge. It was huge. Everybody now recognize me, on the streets. So I have a lot of attention, First it was like hard. I am very private guy, I like to stay quiet, and do the job on my own and quietly training. But now I have a lot of attention and I need to go to a lot of places.
Is there any frustration on your part? Because obviously, if you would have gotten your WBA mandatory, you get an opportunity to fight for 3 belts and supremacy, right? Like if you beat Earl, people think you're the man because you beat the man. Now the WBA gives you this mandatory with Virgil. It's kind of another roadblock before you can get to Earl. Or are you okay because you know that the world wants Earl to negotiate with Terrence Crawford and give us that fight?
Yeah, it was hard, because like with step aside money, it was like we were promised, the winner of me and Butai will fight Spence, or of the winner Ugas and Spence. So I supposed to fight Spence, and I was thinking I will fight him, but I learned a lot during this time because I haven't fought in 9 months. When I will fight, it will be like a year. So it's difficult. Of course, I'm upset, but I know and I understand I'm a like small fish in the big pot. So I have to play, I guess, by their rules.
When did you realize, oh, wow, I'm not going to fight the winner of Earl and Ugas? When was that brought to your attention? When was that no longer an option?
When they were negotiating the Spence and Crawford fight, I was promised, to fight them on their card against somebody. So, and then I will fight the winner of them. But I was hearing that it was like rematch clause, everything. So I didn't know exactly. I just wanted to fight. I don't want to be like these inactive fighters, and fight once a year. I need experience, to be honest. I have only 14 fights in professional rankings, and I need experience, and I want to fight, all the guys, but they are holding us up. I don't know the reason.
So, do you think that you would be able to get kind of a tune-up fight before the Virgil fight? Is there time for that since there is no date for the Virgil Ortiz fight yet?
No, I will go straight into the Virgil's against Virgil. It's not going to be any tune-up fight. I will go straight to fight him.
This is something that Adrian Broner has been very vocal about over the last year, most specifically on the Porterway podcast about a few days ago, that fighters your age are being robbed of your prime because you're not fighting for 9 months, 12 months, 18 months when you're in your prime, when you're supposed to be your best. You're not old. You don't have wear and tear. How do you feel about this inactivity, and what do you think boxing needs to do to change that for the sport and for the fighter specifically?
I agree. We are fighters and we want to fight. So what we can change, I think, the promoter is supposed to get, everybody on board, and look at the welterweight division or any division. Okay, let's say there is so many good fighters and upcoming fighters, and everybody deserves to get a shot. That's why I like UFC. You climb the rankings, you have #1 spot, mandatory, and you fight for a title. If you lose, you go and fight, other fighters. So I think promoters have to come together, and you can mix and match. There is so many good fights, Even if you lose, you can bounce back and fight other fighters,
Champ, I gotta ask, what were your thoughts to see Golden Boy win that purse bid? I was a bit surprised. Were you surprised at all to see them win the purse bid?
Yeah, I suppose PBC will win the purse bid. They tried. They were very close, but they didn't. So it is what it is.
No concern on your end with them basically having control of the card at this point?
I'm a fighter, I have to win. I have to do everything in my power, what I can. What I can't control, I can control. So the most thing, I have to prepare and go into the fight fully prepared.
I want to follow up on that because before the purse bid results were announced, I read your Facebook post, and I want to hope that's your Facebook because it was damn sure spot on. You said that even though you guys won the purse bid, this fight still isn't, even though the purse bid is there, this fight wasn't guaranteed because of the split. Do you now believe that Virgil Ortiz is okay with the split because Golden Boy won the overall bid and control of the fight?
Yes, I think he has contract with the zone, and he will get some side money also. So, and I did all the job. I fought other guys, tough guys, and I'm the champion, So I was in the same position when I was mandatory for Ugas. It was the same split.
And I know you said you need the experience because you only have 14 fights. So again, I just want to double back kind of you're okay with fighting Virgil because you get the experience versus looking at it like a roadblock of another obstacle in front of the Errol Spence fight.
If I can choose, of course, I will go into Crawford fight or Spence fight. But now he's hungry lion, I'm hungry lion, and we are young. We are, we don't have a huge name in US like he has. I'm not. So I have to go through him to get a good name, and then, I hope there will be no obstacles.
How different do you think? I know it's different styles. I understand that. So please don't think that my question is that obvious. But how different do you think the fights are going to be between Virgil and Butaev? And the reason I ask is obviously Butaev is very tough. He was dirty. I was afraid for you in that fight going into it because of how he treated Jamal James. He uses his forearms. He's a little cheater, in my opinion. And Virgil is not, but they're both strong. What are some of the differences you see in those fights?
Stylistically, I think Butaev is a little bit more hard to adapt because he changes the stances and he hits you behind the back, behind the air, everywhere,
How do you
So you
prepare
have to
for
be
that?
careful. You can't prepare for that, it's you have to have something inside, it's do or die. That fight was for me do or die, I knew he's tough. I knew he is like very good fighter. He had like 400 amateur fights, so you can take nothing from him. So he's a good fighter, but yeah, he's very dirty. And my face was like marked up a lot because of the headbutts, when everything didn't went his way, then he started come with a head to my head, and I got like bumps on my on my head. So I don't know, like styles. Yes, stylistically, I think Butaev is more difficult than Virgil. But Virgil, maybe he's stronger, because he has like 19 fights, 19 knockouts. But everybody can punch, and it's about opposition. What kind of opposition you fight?
But do you look forward to the Virgil fight more because it's less to worry about? Like, again, like you said, going into the Butaev fight, you know he punches behind the head. You know that he's a sneaky fighter. So those things, I'm assuming, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming they're on the forefront of your mind because of that, or are they not? And you worry about it as it comes during the fight.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. Yeah, I was like aware of the punches, behind the back, and I was like, yeah, a little bit nervous, because it's referee's job, to take a point or say to him like you can't do this or you can't do that. But yeah, I tried, to cover as much or lean my head down, to to not to get that punch, behind the back.
So in the Virgil fight, is the game plan maybe to try and take him to deep water because he got all the knockouts? Is it just, stay away from the power? Like, how do you approach a fight with a guy, like you said, with 100% knockout ratio?
Yeah, I don't know how to fight backwards, so it's do or die. I will go in there and we are going, toe to toe, and it's going to be a good fight. I know he is strong and young, and for me, this fight, it's like if I will win this fight, I'll get my name, in U.S. market. So that's good for me. If I will lose, yeah, it's not good. So I have to do everything in my power to get the victory.
When and how did you meet Richard Schaefer? How did that relationship come about?
I signed with Ringstar in 2017 after Olympic Games, and but most of the fights I fought on PBC, because he has a relationship with Al Haymon, and then it was like mandatory and my contract extended because they pushed me to be a mandatory. So when you have like when you're fighting for a belt, it's automatically extending for 2 years.
So is Marvin the head trainer or does Freddie train you? Like, what's going on over there? And I mean Marvin Samodio, for
Freddie,
those that don't know who I'm speaking, I'm talking Marvin Samodio from California.
yeah. So Marvin Somodo is my main trainer, but also my Lithuania coach. He trains me here in Lithuania. We do all the workouts, but they also Marvin and my Lithuanian coach, they speak, and they make schedules for me. So my Lithuanian coach was in my corner last fight, but Marvin, yeah, he is a head trainer.
How'd that come about? What drove you or attracted you to Marvin? I mean, I don't know any big name fighter. I want to say Masito Gesta. He's worked obviously with Cotto as an assistant with Freddie, but does he have Danny? Like you might be the biggest name he's got, right?
Yeah, I'm his first world champion, but speaking about the names, like most of the trainers, when they have a lot of world champions, they don't have time for you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to adapt and do this and that, and they not always have time for you. they give to somebody, to train some days. So Marvin is the exception. He works hard, very hard. He takes care of the fighters, and he spends most time for you. He gives all. Because I have a dream. I had a dream to become world champion. He had a dream, and I think we are good bond.
What was it about him, like in terms of trainer? Like, what is it from his boxing mind that gave you confirmation? Yeah, this is where I want to train. This is who I want to be taught from.
Yeah, we just clicked, when we hit the pads, when we speak about training, what's good, what's bad. I'm the kind of guy, I don't need like even like somebody to push me. I push myself, through the limit. So I just need sometimes to somebody say stop, you need to take a rest or day off. So he's perfect for me. And we just clicked, so let's put it that way.
Champ, I'm curious, have you sat down to see any tape on Virgil yet? Or is that something that typically Marvin takes care of and then you guys talk about it? How much of Virgil have you seen?
I saw a lot. I was fan of him, I'm fan of the sport also because I watch all the fights, who's coming up and who's good. And I saw the guy from my hometown, he fought Mean Machine, against Virgil. So I was watching that fight live for sure.
Okay.
But Marvin takes care of everything, because I don't like, to see what the fighter do wrong or good. I just see, if he changes the stances and what's the most punches he throws, what's the favorite punch for him. And I have this in mind, and that's it. In the ring, you have to adjust and make and adapt, and find the key to victory.
So I got some questions here from the people. One is coming from Ruin 504. He says, will you finally dominate the 147-pound division? Do you see yourself moving up to 147? So, excuse me, he said, when you finally dominate it, do you see yourself moving up to 154?
Yeah, for sure. I want to, become 2 weight classes world champion. So that's my goal. And eventually I will move up later on. But also I will try and see how my weight is in this training camp. Maybe I'll go 140. Who knows?
Oh, wow. You think you can go down?
I think, I will tell you after this fight.
What is bigger for you? Is it bigger to fight Virgil Ortiz next, or for your promoter to announce that you're fighting Regis Prograis for the WBC at 140 next?
I don't even know.
That's the same promoter, you know that.
I think Virgil. Yeah, I think Virgil because, it's like huge fight.
So going back to Marvin, you said you leave everything to him when it comes to the tape. Do you also leave it to him for the selection of the sparring partners?
No, we talk. That's what I like about him, I see one side from me, what I see and what I need, what I feel, Sometimes I feel sparring partners and, sometimes at wildcard, few times happened when I supposed to spar one guy, like 8 rounds, and I go in sparring pretty hard, and Marvin left, to Texas for some fight or somewhere, and the guy didn't show up. So I was mad. We spoke, that we need to find maybe like 2 guys, to have just in case.
Okay. And do you think it'll be difficult, or is it easier, since you're holding camp in California, to find a style that will mimic Virgil Ortiz?
It's hard to find his style, fighters.
Really?
So, but we will try to adapt. We have some, in mind already. We have at wildcard, and we will bring some sparring partners also. Everything will be okay. We already spoke about this and who's going to be, sparring partners.
I'm just being nosy. I'm just being nosy and trying to, give entertainment to the fans. They like these sorts of things. You think that it would be good to bring in 154 pounders because it will replicate the power, or at least the blows that you're receiving, for quote unquote, will match or be comparable to his power?
Yeah, we will bring the heavier guys also, but in Lithuania I spar with heavyweights. I sparred
Wow.
in wildcard like with light heavyweights. It doesn't matter. I can take the punch.
So I got James Valdez in San Antonio, Texas, that says, where do you reside here in the United States, and how often do you go back to your country? And how are you treated back home? Are you a celebrity status? You pretty much answered all that, but if you feel you want to add, it's okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'm now celebrity, I'm one of the best athletes in Lithuania. All eyes on me now, especially with this fight.
I love
Everybody
it.
is watching and waiting. So yes, but in California, I go for like 2 months for a training camp, and I love California a lot, and US, it's a good place to be and just train, like being locked in and in training camp.
Any beaches near Lithuania where you live?
We have Baltic Sea. There is like that's the most famous beach. It's like it's called Baltic Sea. So everybody goes there in the summer because we have like very short summer, like 2-3 months, and that's it.
Damn, so
Now it's cold. It's like 15.
wow. Wow, so you love the cold. Oh no. I got Victor
No, I
Banu.
don't. I hate cold.
Me too, but you're staying in Lithuania, so you love the cold if you only got 3 months of summer. I got Victor
It
Banuelos.
makes you tougher.
Makes you tougher. Yeah, that's why Rocky went out there to train. I got Victor Banuelos from California that says, what is the most delicious plate of food that you can recommend for someone who might want to visit your home country of Lithuania?
Oh, so we have like our traditional food. It's called cepelinai. It's like potato with a meat. So it's really good. It's very different. We will not find in US anywhere.
What's your favorite dish here in the U.S.? Or do you not get to enjoy it because it's always training camp?
I never enjoy food. Even in Lithuania, I eat healthy. I live like really healthy lifestyle. So I don't have any cheat days.
Okay. Okay. Well, those are all my questions, Danny. If you don't have anything else, I guess I do have to ask you, though, like, do you think this fight with Earl and Terrence is going to actually happen, or?
To be honest, I don't think so. And secondly, I don't care anymore,
Ooh.
I was excited for this fight, but when it fall apart, now I don't care. Even if they will fight, I will not watch.
Did you see the video of Jaron Ennis saying that he was excited, thinking that he was going to fight you, and now he's got to fight Karen, or you didn't know?
Yeah, I saw. But it's easy to say when I have a fight, But before, nobody said nothing and nobody sent the contract, When Virgil became my mandatory, then he started to talk, I told my manager, I will fight anybody, Like, honestly, anybody. I don't care. I need to earn my name in U.S. market, so I have to go hard road, not easy route.
So in your opinion, was there an easier route between Boots and Virgil, or is it equally the same difficulty in your opinion, or do you still see one more difficult than the other from the outside looking in?
It's hard to tell, because of the styles. It's different, and until you get in the ring with a fighter, it's hard to say. Like, really, I can't say this. They are both good fighters and both talented, and Ennis is very talented, I know. But can I, hang with him? Yes, for sure. Can I win? Yes, for sure. I have the will.
Have you ever been face to face? Have you been able to size him up, see how big he really is?
He's not so big. Yeah, I saw when they fought Lorme on the same card. He fought Lipinets.
So he's not big to you.
No, it's his normal size.
So he could get it next.
Yeah, for sure.
Stanionis, thank you for coming on. If you want to give out your
Man, give a message to Virgil, man, because I feel like a lot of people are overlooking you, champ. I think that you're not getting the respect that you deserve, and I'm looking forward to the fight. So I want to hear a message to Virgil Ortiz.
I can give the message, to the fans because they have to watch this fight. I'm not going to lay down. I'll do all my best to get the victory, and it's going to be a banger. That's for sure.
Let's go, champ. We can't wait.
last one sliding in from Houston says, "What's up, Stanny? Thanks for coming on the show. With the unwanted activity, what do you think about fighters signing contracts with time frame triggers? Meaning, if a promoter don't get a fighter a fight within a certain time frame, then it triggers a consolation check for missing the date. What do you think?"
That will be perfect, because we get money only for fights. So when we are sitting on the sideline, to be honest, I supposed to fight September, then October, then November, then December, and then January. And all these dates, I was always in shape. I was ready. 2 times I almost bought a ticket to fight to US, and finish my training camp, and everything fall apart. So it's sad, and you spend money on training camps, and you can't live like normal life. I feel sometimes I'm in jail. I
Wow.
have to do these things over and over and again, and I can't go anywhere, enjoy life, because I have like pressure, because I have to be ready.
Wow. Are you married?
I have fiance, yes.
So is boxing pushing back the wedding date? And the reason I ask, not being nosy, it's relative. Obviously, Regis Prograis, who I mentioned earlier, he is in some failed negotiations with Jose Ramirez, who didn't take a title shot because he had to get married. And now he's back in that title shot opportunity with Regis as the champion versus fighting for a vacant. So, yeah, I just wanted to ask you, because he made it public, like, I didn't take the title shot because I promised my wife we would get married. We were engaged for 3 years. So just want to see where that is for you and how difficult that is for you, because that could be adding to the pressure as well,
It depends on the woman. I'm lucky I have a good woman. She understands everything. That boxing gave everything for me, and it's my life. Boxing is my life. So we spoke about this, and she's okay with everything. What I will choose, she knows I will choose the right decision, and I will make the right decision.
So you don't have a date?
Not yet, because of the fight, and everything. So I want to focus now on the fight, and then we will see.
Do you think, hypothetically, right, you beat Virgil, now you're being offered your title shot, you find yourself in the same predicament as Jose Ramirez, where you did give her a date. That date is approaching. So it's either marry or take the fight. Can't do both. What are you doing?
Take the fight. Take the fight. Like I said, I'm lucky, man. My woman understands these things.
Now let me ask you, though.
These things can wait,
But let me ask you, are you saying that? Do you think that you would have chose the route that Jose Ramirez chose had you already become world champion? Because remember, he's already been unified. He lost to Josh Taylor. So after that, he's a former champ, but he's already won the IBF and the WBC at 140. So do you think that if that was your situation, then yes, maybe you would handle it different, or still title shot because accolades means putting you in the history books?
I was reading, differently, because he got during the COVID, he has postponements of the fights and everything. But for me, it's legacy and the fights, because the career of the athlete is very short, and the short frame of time, you have to, do your best, be active and fight. And later on, you can live your life.
Wow. You're going to win a lot of fans over with that mentality, man. They know that you mean business and everything else is to the back. I do have one last question that slid in. New York Bullet says, what's up, champ? It's his infamous question. He loves saying this, and he says, if you can fight any legend in a dream fight, who would that be?
Marvin Hagler.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. No wonder you want to fight Boots. You don't care. You're not afraid of power at all.
Why Marvin, champ?
Wow.
No. Why you have to be, afraid of power?
I mean, not afraid, but you know that the
any...
fight, if a guy is a puncher, the fight can be over at any moment. At least if, and no disrespect to Michael Fox, but we're talking welterweights, right? Like, you're not expecting Michael Fox to knock you out, but maybe that can happen versus Virgil, right or wrong?
Yes, for sure. But I like challenges. I like to, to see where I am, what I can achieve, and, when the times gets tough, what I will do, It's sink or swim for me.
No, that's amazing. I'm telling you, this is exactly what fight fans need to hear. This is the type of stuff that, have them be attracted to your personality, because this is a dog-eat-dog world, and fight fans don't care about marriages and wives. They just want to see you fight. So for you to have that attitude, I'm sure they're going to get behind you. But look, I don't want to keep you any longer. I want to thank you, obviously, for coming on. I do want to apologize if you feel I offended you in any way with any of our edited clips. Now, remember, I'm not editing that shit. I might be saying it, but I'm not putting it together to make it look all shiny. But, yeah, we love you around here. We've been following you from the beginning, and we appreciate you, being the bigger man and giving us a second opportunity. And we hope the best for you and Virgil. But if you can, before you go, is there like a dream location for the Virgil fight? Not dream, but I guess like the most realistic location you would like it to land at.
I would love to fight, in LA. Well, thanks, guys, for having me. It's okay, I understand. Like you said, sometimes everybody is like, boxing is speculation, and I understand that it's all love.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Give out that social media for anybody crazy enough not to be following you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Eimantas Stanionis.
All right. Thank you so much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your WBA world champion going to be taking on Virgil Ortiz. I'm excited. I really, really enjoy that type of attitude. A dude that's facing Virgil.
And willing to face whoever.
Not willing to face whoever. He specifically is facing Virgil, willing to fight Boots, and called Boots on his interview like, yeah, it's easy to say once I got to fight after I'm mandated. I ain't getting no offer. That was greasy talk. Then his fantasy fight is Marvin Hagler. Nah. Where's the red flyer wagon?
You said the red fire wagon?
Red flyer wagon.
Oh, yeah.
You never seen that in the movies? The little red?
Yeah.
You know why he needs that?
Why?
To carry his balls. God damn, that boy got, he is.
How long you had that on top?
Oh yeah, I do that often for Canelo, but it's not a lot of people that get to use a little red flyer wagon. I'm telling you, there's not a lot of fighters that tough. You kidding me? No, sir. A lot of fighters rather title shots or nothing. Yeah, he talking greasy. I loved it. But we are taking callers if you want to call in. If not, we are outie.
Number to call in,
425. Is it 500 or 5,000? I just showed my age.
I thought it was.
It's 5,000. She said 5,000.
Oh, damn. I thought it was 3. It's
what?
Not 3. Audi 3000, no?
No, it's like a phrase. Like, I'm Audi 5,000.
Yeah, I thought it was Audi 3000, no?
What?
No.
Is that even a car? Like, where'd you get that from?
The Audi 5000.
I'm pretty sure 5,000. I mean, why else would they say it? It was like an 80s phrase.
Maybe a car from back in the day.
Yeah, of course. Like the paid in full days, the Beamers, the Saabs, you know what I'm saying? The Lex Coupes, the Beamers in the Benz.
The Saabs?
To all my ladies and my friends, keep your head up into the hood. Yo, 1-425-569-52.
Bro, that's an old-ass car, yeah.
I told you. 1-425-569-5241. If you want to talk Canelo's return, you want to talk about our welterweight WBA champion, Lithuanian resident, Eimantas Stanionis, who had a fantastic interview with us.
So it's really the Audi 100, but they call it said sometimes called Audi 5000 in North America.
Yeah, yo, North America, that's us. In the East, baby, we always making some shit up.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you this shit.
Yo, I'm
too.
Audi 5000, yo. Let me get to this caller. Who is this in New York City? Talking about North America, baby. Let's see. What is that? It looks like the BX, though. Let me look it up.
All right. Hold
That's
on
right.
one sec.
3.
Boom. Said to my left, right?
Just your left, not to be confused with your right or my right. Or Brian's right.
Boom. So we go like this.
Oh, wow.
We go like this, and then.
Oh, wow. I remember the phrase, not the car, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, I think I do remember that car. Ugly. Probably was hot back then.
Yeah, I'm sure. And this isn't decked out. You know what I'm saying? It's a fishbowl in the picture, but this is the vehicle, the Audi 5000 in question.
I got Easy Rollins on the line, New York City. What's up? Talk to me.
Yo, that was a great interview.
Thank you.
Really good interview. I like Stanionis. I just think he takes too many punches. I put some what's it, the chats, whatever, super chats in there. His last fight was a war, and I was very impressed. But I think he stands in front of people too much, and I wanted to hear him talk about that. Because if he stands in front of somebody like Spence, he's going to get eaten up. But that was a great interview, guys. Awesome interview, man.
Damn, I ain't even see those super chats during the live. My bad. But the best way to get those questions answered is to join the Patreon, man. And every guest that we have, you'll be able to ask them a question. I do apologize. I did not see that.
Joining the Patreon, is that the same as joining the Facebook group? Or
No.
Nah, the Facebook group is for Border Wars.
the YouTube shit?
YouTube is different, too.
But,
Yo, it's funny. I was, but
I
go ahead.
also think Stanionis has a great jab, and he needs to use it more. He wouldn't take so much punishment if he used his jab more.
But remember, he said a lot of that punishment was headbutts because Butayev was dirty.
No, Butayev was dirty, but a lot of that punishment was him fighting on the inside, not only taking headbutts, but taking money shots from Butayev. But Stanionis got a jaw.
He got a jaw, for sure.
He do.
He took some good punishment there, and it wasn't just headbutts. So if he works his jab better, he wouldn't take all that punishment. It's really a European style of fighting. But thank you, fellas.
Thank you.
You got it, champ.
And
Appreciate you.
joining the YouTube group. I mean, the YouTube thing you got up there.
Okay. Yeah, that's YouTube members. Go ahead and do that. You're going to get your money back for that for sure because we definitely do a betting show every Friday, 8:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m., depending on how long the morning show goes over. And we always giving out at least one win. The problem is people going to have to start just picking at one win. Because when you start doing our parlays, that's when it gets a little tricky. You know what I mean? Just go for the win that we mentioned, make that bread, and go for there. But that is everybody. Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch me on the next one, 6 a.m. mañana.
Tomorrow,
And don't
out.
forget, we still got 2 Christmas rush sales going on. You can check out KenichiBeard.com and get yourself a set of Hibernation 5s and get 24% off. Might as well sell 25. It's almost 25. Might as well sell 25.
Almost.
And 20% off FTWR brand so you can get your TBV merch or your favorite fighters merch. Remember that they have a shitload of merch, and only we are giving you a Christmas discount over there, so you can't even get it on their own site. So use our links in the description.
And just want to remind everybody, those same headphones can be used not just on the game, not just on the road.
But to
listen to
call in.
music, calling in. And on top of that, you also have to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that the FTWR discount applies to all of their products. So, like we mentioned, the Jared Anderson merch you can get. You can get that Xander Zayas merch, that T.O. merch, that Caleb, whatever you want.
Is Belanga with them?
No. Yeah, I don't think so.
But Belango's suspension is up. Yo, but we're out. Nest GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch me on the next one. Peace.
Adios.